So I tried to just pick some common examples that you would see. So on this one, construct the truth table for, again, you can say negation Q, disjunction P, but that doesn't feel natural. So if I were saying this out loud, I would read it as not Q or P. Not Q or P. Yes, this is the disjunction. Okay, and the tilde is the negation. We know that. That's the mathematical term, but so that it rolls easier off the tongue and you're able to remember it, not Q or P. So again, like I said, I like to fill in the pieces that I need. Looks like I need a not Q, so I'm going to do a column for it. And I already have a P, so my last statement is going to go here, and then I'll fill that in. Okay, so we're going to go across, okay? We're going to go across, we're going to go across, we're going to go across this way. That's how we're going to work these, okay? Now, you're like, well, how do I know I was going to have 4 rows? Well, I have 2 letters. So 2 to the second power, that's going to be 4 rows. Okay? I have 2 letters, so that's going to be 4 rows. And you want to make sure you gather every possibility. So when we did up here, we did true and a false. But now we're doing 2. You're going to have 2 trues and 2 false. When you have 8 rows, you're going to have 4 trues, 4 false. And then the second column, it's always going to like alternate like that. You're going to see when we do 3, how do you figure out how to do 3 to get all the combinations? You'll see it's very simple. So 2 trues, 2 false, and then true, false, true, false. Okay, so the last column will always alternate. So let's do not Q first. So not Q, I'm looking at this column here, and I'm going to figure out what goes here. So if Q is true, then not Q is false. If Q is false, then not Q is true. This will be false. This will be true. So far, so good. I did the negation of this. I did the opposite. Okay. So now when we're looking at it, we want to end up with this, we're looking at not Q or P. Not Q or P. So we're looking at this column and we're looking at this column. And I'm highlighting it because I don't want you to get confused and look at this again. So look at this column, and that column. Okay, cool beans? The not Q goes first. So we're going to say false or true. Remember, if one or the other is true and it's or, the whole thing is true. Okay. And then we have true or true. That's going to be true. And then we have, false or false. That's going to be false. Right? And then we have true or false. That's going to be true. And that's it. Yep, that's it. So this is our final answer. Okay, that is our final answer. And what I'm doing is I'm making sure, I'm looking at it to make sure I haven't missed anything. And I don't think we have. So we said false, true, false, and true. All right. Oh, I did, y'all. Do you see what I missed? That's what I'm sorry. That's what I was looking at. This first one. See what I'm saying? You got to look at the right column. We're doing or. We're doing or. So false or true. I think I said true, but I wrote down false. Why? I do not know. That looks better. Okay. False or true. True. Should have went through it again. True or true. True. False or false. False. True or false. True. I know y'all were looking like, what? I think I said true and I wrote false. Okay. I'm good with this one now.